kind of a smash hit, especially
Huge.
into the Nila as well. Even something like the Zinzo can really struggle with that. Poppy to me is also one of those picks that just all has value. But I love this. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier with Furia. Doesn't have the greatest wave clear.
Yeah.
Does rely on his items to really get that going. You do need to be careful though in this longer lane. I know he just went back. Broken Blade. He's still going. The lethal tempo stacking.
Yeah, Broken Blade's looking to keep this one going on there. Wants to find the fear. Gigo flashes away from it so he doesn't get hit by the CC, but Gigo's going to need the Qs to come back up yet again. Q2 hits! First blood solo kill for Gigo in the top lane. Broken Blade is down, but now G2's looking for a counter punch here in the bottom side instead. IU's going to be in some danger. Slam back into the wall from LeBron, but now dashes away to try to escape. Flash from Han Sama and G2.
Even now, he's not really that close to 6. As this is a Zinzao here. Can look for the steal.
Tatu throughout the wind becomes lightning, but didn't find a target with it. Now jumping in after LeBron. Jojo's ready to show up. We will at least get a smite fight over this. As there it is, TY for Leash. Fury.
It didn't even feel like it was a necessity, right? There's situations where I feel like if your wave state is really rough, well, you need to, but the wave state was fine.
We might just have another problem here, Chronicler, as right back in he goes. Gigo's trying to make this one into another solo kill! Forcing the ulti out. Still going to be a win there in the mid lane. At the same time, it looks like Furia is now going to collect all 3 grubs, no contest. So both
on his way. The timing could be here for Skewmont to save his top laner.
Yeah, this would be a big one there for Skewmont. Immediately Broken Blade trying to jump in with a counter ulti as Gigo is gone too far, and it's a beautiful shutdown from Skewmont. He's ready to chase him down with a my ulti. Toots tries to escape with a seismic shove defensively, but Caps is on the hunt. He clears the unraveled earth. Another charge of the Spirit Rush is ready to go, and Toots is trapped as the feet of...
Well, the only couple of grubs now, obviously, went over to Furia, but not going to be continuing that.
Uses the flash instead since it's a blink and manages to get to safety, but that first turret is going to fall and it'll be Furia taking it. There is the payday on the grubs.
We're only going to see more and more of as this game continues. The ability to turn fights into a moment's notice, get yourself a numbers advantage as the Herald goes through is
true. The first turret was claimed by Furia. Both teams now sitting on 2 neutral objectives. If Skewmont gets caught out a little bit here, Exhaust will be committed on that one. They're going to put the quickness into it as well. Skewmont nearly dead, but not quite, and it'll be Gigo taking the 3rd kill. Gigo might have a problem here. It's a 3-man play coming in from the side of G2. LeBron and Skewmont ready to join up for this one, but the early flash from Gigo to get himself out of the range of danger guarantees that G2's collapse will not result in a kill. Pushing the tier 1 over in mid at the same time. Broken Blade might get cut off. Tag with the wind becomes lightning. Toots trying to get away alongside IU, but Toots is going to be your target as Han Sama looks for a little bit more damage. Apotheosis from IU. A lot of damage back into Skewmont. Tatu's going in. IU's got the kill into Skewmont, and now Broken Blade's in the middle of everybody. A double kill back over to Nila. G2 have lost 2. LeBron trying to retreat now. Caps caught out. Shut down. Furia has now earned themselves control over the bottom side river. Yes, they barely miss out on the tier 1 turret mid lane. 1 minion auto attack will kill that later on. The Dragon is going to go over to Tatu. Han Sama in a bad spot here. Has enough distance to escape the infernal chains. But what about the Rakan? What about the Grand?
And a lot of the previous... Labrov.
I don't think we have time to talk about previous plays, my friend. We're already into the next, and Labrov is already... Give them another problem to think about. Summoning up the Rift Herald from earlier here in the mid lane. The tier 1 turret will die just to the charge alone, so they'll claim that one.
The vision, so is checking. The Poppy, for me, is one of the reasons why I think Furia still need to be very respectful. You might be feeling confident, but at any moment's notice, you can suddenly be 2 members down. Oh, Tatu?
Yeah, let's see here. Tatu, Broken Blade, defensive ulti over the wall, gets himself away to safety, but now he's not ready to join up here in this fight. Caps is up in the top lane looking to take down that turret instead, as the Otacon is down to half HP. Furia's got 5 men down here. IU's the one tanking up that Otacon, though, and you got to be careful. If IU gets debuffed, you're going to have a problem. LeBron wants to find the Keeper's Verdict, but he doesn't find anything. Tatu jumping right back in, is immediately the quickness back on LeBron. The Poppy in some danger. Guigo ready to follow up. LeBron not going anywhere except a black and white screen as Otacon is claimed by Furia. Gigo even now right back up into the top side. Caps wanted to get the tier 2 turret, and yes, he will, but can he get away at the same Another time, a flash. Very impressed with the game so far from Furia, and now moving on to Soul Point. This just shows how critical it was earlier that G2 did manage to secure that second Drake for them. This could be a huge... This is the most fed member of Furia, and he is now getting caught out. If Gigo dies before the fight starts, G2 might have just found the pick to turn the game on its head. The shutdown over to Skewmon, but it will be traded back 1-for-1.
Ayu.
Now Ayu's ready to show up, but he's isolated. Ayu's over on the other side of the fight. He's all alone. He has to flash over the wall to join up with the rest of the team. But Caps is already down. Tatu's got the kill on the Caps, and Toots is not done chasing. Broken Blade and Han Sama are on the run. Toots flashes over the wall, and BB tries to bite back, but the dog's been declawed, and Broken Blade is down again. Right when it looks like G2 found their moment, Furia found G2.
That's Nash! Straight up, and G2, they look for the sideline pick, but taking out his Aatrox takes so much longer than I think they bargained for, and it's again the response from Furia. The immediate rest of the teammate arriving in a moment's notice. And even though someone on G2 dies, his decision-making has been so good. Now with the Baron.
Here we go again, man. Broken Blade with another defensive ulti here with the Warwick. Gigo is behind enemy lines. Now getting jumped on by Skewmon over the wall, but Gigo is not down. Yes! The healing from the Aatrox baits in Han Sama, and Furia is furious in the face of G2 Esports. The inhibitor turret in mid lane broken as the inhibitor is about to follow. Gigo is back in the base, but he's got his teleport. He's joining back up with the rest of Furia. It's a 5-man push with a Baron against 3 G2 defenders. Furia has made their way onto the Nexus turrets. The first is already down. G2 are out of sorts. They cannot defend. Caps has to flash away from the apotheosis just to survive, but the rest of G2 cannot do the same. Furia win the first